Right, we stop the assassins at the trading wagon. Yes. Loading textures. This is the lowest level that I refuse to play on because it looks so goddamn yeah. No matter how far away you look at that from, it just doesn't look at all like anything. Just vomit.
The great creature gives you a disinterested look.
Admire its size and girth.
Yeah. For all the good it's done me. Still, can't complain. Leastways I could complain, but no one would listen.
Tell it you'd listen.
The beast chews thoughtfully.
Nah, no point moaning. You take what you get and you don't get upset. Am I right? I am right. Still, thanks and all.
It turns away, disinterested once more.
Okay. Not much you can say about that. It was a conversation that existed. Throat piercer.
Sure, if we wanted to get eaten by a bleeding void walker. And you think that won't happen? Paddy went splat.
Ask the bull what happened here.
Paddy was pulling a cart. Paddy pulled it real good. Slow and careful. Careful and slow. Paddy carried the good stuff on account of Paddy was real good at it. Paddy fell in the ravine. Oh, Paddy.
Well, howdy there. Nice to see a fresh face among these dour saps.
Say, you can understand why they'd be feeling down. Their caravan seems to be quite halted.
So it is. So it is. But these things never last forever. Either the death fog will blow over, or the fireworks in Paradise Downs will cool off. You'll see. We'll be right as rain before too long.
Hard to argue with that. This is sort of weird to me. To me it looks like especially the armor recovery potions are sort of balanced. No, let's say not. What does the duration mean? It restores 115 magic armor for 5 turns, or it restores 115 magic armor and it can't drink another for 5 turns. Because dinner, for example, heals the 20% plus the plus 2 strength lasts for the duration. That's it. But these don't have that. So does it mean it keeps pumping extra armor? I don't actually know how these work. Ooh, yeah, that looks uninviting, I have to say. Dead bull. There's a way to climb down at least. The Path and the Pilgrimage by William Bradford. Only the most faithful will take the expedition, and not all will survive it. But should you wish to travel to the great city of Arx to celebrate the divine motion, I can surely map the safest passage when embarking from the Reaper's coast on foot, from the fishing village of Driftwood through the Paradise Downs and over the mountains into Arx. Do not sail directly into the city. Its harbor will be so lively as to be impenetrable. What exactly happened here? there's a way to go this southern part. Don't think I've ever been there, so we might as well take a look. Is this the decayed area? We can't heal. Oh yes. Ignis helmet. Vastly superior than my current one. Exact same benefits too, so equally worthless. Still nice to get an upgrade. Riddleson's Silly Book of Blanks. I have no idea what you're doing. Elven Tribal Customs. Shock Call.
Going to be a grim harvest here this year.
No shit. Gain Cow.
Ooh, yes, yes, burn.
Look at the Call Askins. Is it enjoying the destruction here?
Your kind has been dismembering and burning mine since time immemorial. I must admit, the smell of charred human flesh is so very enticing.
Okay. Not much I can say to that. Leather shoes. Right. Don't see how they could possibly be of any real interest. Rooted Magisters. Where exactly are we heading? Down south. That's not a bad idea. That's more or less where the level appropriate enemies seem to be. A waypoint.
The statue appears almost to hide in the shadowed and leafy glade, peering out at you from behind rustling branches. The wind rises and sings. A flurry of dancing leaves weaves an esoteric pattern around your feet.
Paradise Downs. Right, we want to... more or less hit there. I think the fastest way would be to just jump over somewhere around here. There's no easy way to get to where we want to be. Right, so just... I haven't been there. There is a shocked sheep there. Be something inside the building. No, it's just a bridge. Blood. Be books, ingredients. Fine. Auto saving. There are two green guys there, Almira and Mihaly. So, definitely worth coming here.
This is madness. I'm having flashbacks from the Great War.
Ask the sheep whose side he was on.
The Black Ring, of course. At least they're honest about how wicked they are.
Ask the sheep what's happening here.
The Ganglelegs have gone nuts for good this time. They're destroying the place for reasons too stupid to know.
Okay, so not useful at all. Although I'm not sure how reasonable it is to expect some random sheep to have some deep inside knowledge about events here. Right, we want to find Sally's body. Ooh, can't reach Sally. That's no good. Who's Sally anyway? Right, we're mostly in good shape. Well, dead magisters.
You sense a blur of movement to your side. Before you can react, there's a blade under your chin and a slim, pale hand upon your weapon. A voice whispers in your ear with a breathy purr.
A guest? How brazen of you to enter without knocking.
The press of the blade encourages you further into the room, then retreats. You turn to face a woman in black ring robes. She's pale and vividly beautiful, wearing a smile that's somewhere between impish and cruel.
Perhaps I'll give you a chance to explain yourself.
Remark that she's clearly no farmer. She must be trespassing too.
She lowers her weapon and gives you a curious look. Not because of your response, though. She's noticed something.
Ooh, she's a good trader. Skill-wise, I'm not seeing particularly anything interesting. Could afford new abilities though, and they're not too expensive either.
You're no ordinary traveler, are you? You positively reek of sauce. Are you the one responsible for this mayhem surrounding us?
Deny any responsibility, but add that you're seeking to further your knowledge of Source.
And whoever turned this stretch of cow country into a death-filled valley is likely to be powerful enough to help you. Is that what you thought? You look like someone who wouldn't turn down a good thing when it comes to them. How about a little deal? You help us, and I'll show you how to make true use of Source.
She gestures to where a young magister is propped up on a cot in the corner. He's ashen and dazed, his shoulder bound in layers of crimson-soaked wound dressings.
This is Mahalli. We absconded together. I from the Black Ring and he from the Magisters. We fell for each other while I was his prisoner. Love will set you free. Mahalli put himself at great risk to free me from Magister captivity. We made it clear, but he picked up quite a nasty wound. We found refuge in this charming hamlet. But then, well, I'm sure you saw for yourself. The landscape tore itself open, Voidwoken appeared, and a shroud of decay fell over us. It's preventing Mahalli's wounds from healing. So, now we must escape this place. Or else remove the decaying shroud so Mahalli can heal. Help us, and I'll help you.
How would we remove the shroud? Maybe temporarily fortify the target, hopefully the decaying stays away at least until the fortification is removed. That will give you a window of opportunity to heal, as long as it's not a long duration heal. Agree to help. You could help clear the path for them.
Thank you. Please, clear the way so that we can head south in the direction of the coast. The north is too dangerous. It crawls with Voidwoken. Once you've helped Mahalli and I pass freely, once we're truly clear, I'll give you what you want.
Yeah, I doubt you have anything I want, but I don't really have a reason to refuse. I would help them anyway.
Her eyes speak volumes.
All that you want.
Say that you're going to investigate this strange decaying shroud first. Removing it will make for an easier escape.
Wise, perhaps. Its effects seem to be stronger to the north. I'd start looking there.
Right, let's look at some of the abilities. We're not necessarily in any particular need of more, but it would be retarded to not keep buying new skills. We have chain lightning. Uh, Extra movement. This is fine, but it's also sort of not that important. Uncanny evasion on a character would be very useful. But the best thing about this is it only costs a single point, so this would be this. We always we quite often have a single point that we basically don't have any use for. So this would allow dodging increased by 90%, movement beast every basically save someone ass in a tough situation. That's what it does. From physical defense, that's protection. Dazing bolt. Good combination with certain type of abilities. I'll just shove all the skills that I could use on this. We'll take off some skills then. Electrical discharge. Can't believe I don't have that. Pressure spike. Condense all cloud surfaces in the area. Deals air damage. Douses fires. Right. First poison clouds. Lop acidic spores. Duration 5 turns. At least it's a high level summoning ability. No one has this. I'm pretty sure you had the slug ability. And I have fire slug. I'm like 100% certain of that. Who the hell has it if you don't have it? Have I just not read it? Okay, we have to be somewhat careful what we buy here then. Earthquake. Knock down earth damage. Creates 8 random oil surfaces within the area. There's no mention of how much the area actually is. I don't know if I want to buy this. There's nothing bad about the spell itself. Most importantly, it's resisted by physical armor. So that's what we damage the most. We could play those guys, potentially quite a few, out of the battle for a turn or two by a single spell. But I think this would be better in a scroll form because it's so situational. Flaming tongues protect you immediately attacking approaching enemies. What does this actually do? I can assume what it does, but that does not mean that is exactly what the blasted thing does. Supernova are surprisingly powerful. Only requires pyrokinetic 2. I mean, it's more damaging than the pyrokinetic attack spells. Laser Ray. Maybe one of the two attack spells. There's a whip spell and then the laser ray. Fire whip. Not sure which one is better. Laser has a range of 20 meters. This is a range of 8 meters. Blind and burning. This does... Okay, let's take a laser ray. What about this? Cryogenic stasis. Immune to all damage. Heal over time. Removes shackles of pain. Global cooling. This would be probably useful against the creatures that use a lot of fire. We could basically douse things and cool things down temporarily. So more or less 5,500. Something we can certainly afford. But this seems like I should have some of the spells I'm sort of looking at. Planar Gateway. Bleed Fire, Polymorph and Pyrokinetic. Reduce fire resistance. Create small fire surface beneath each target. Ignite surfaces area. Totally unusable. Teleportation. Dimension Bolt. Backlash. Throwing Knives. Heart of Steel. Shackles Pain. Kind Touch. Rain. I guess we don't have Fire Slug then. You must have it. It's not. Yeah, I'm not so sure about all the Aerother spells, but they're the cheaper ones. Condense clouds in the area. Douses fires. Okay. Really nothing I can trade. Equipment is nice, but not sure if it's anything super special. Hands look interesting. But if we're spending so much money on skills, we might as well just limit ourselves to the skills. Now the fire slug was from an item. And I don't think I even ever purchase it. I might have, but it wasn't that particularly interesting.
Don't worry, I'll keep watch. Don't worry. I'll keep watch.
Wait. I was thinking who exactly should learn these
Don't worry.
skills.
I'll keep watch.
Right,
Don't worry.
let's take a little bit of a look. We are not using Blinding Radiance all that often, but to be fair, it is a good ability. Not really using Hail Strike at all, does barely any damage, costs a huge amount of action points to cast. Deflective
Don't worry.
Barrier, I
I'll
never
keep
really
watch.
used this. Right. Pressure Spike contains all cloud surfaces, deals air damage to enemies, douses fires. Um,
Don't worry. I'll keep watch.
Why don't you have Whirlwind attack? Because you don't do any damage. Jolt and Shock, range 13 meters. More powerful attack. Shocked, but close range only. Uncanny Invasion,
Don't
please.
worry. I'll keep watch.
Right. Next you. I think we're leaning more toward
Don't worry.
water use
I'll
in
keep
general. I'm also not using the Bloodsucker or Blood Rain's abilities all that often, especially not here where healing kills us. So Laser Ray. Maybe some kind of a cold ability too.
Don't worry.
I
I'll
can't
keep
use a
watch.
Supernova. Global Cool. We could take Steel Lands. Burning Necrofire Disease and Decaying removed.
Don't worry. I'll keep watch.
How would this work as an yeah, I was about to say, could this work as an offensive weapon, but target ally enters cryogenic stasis. Try global cooling maybe. Or spontaneous combustion. Because we have a lot of fire abilities already. Burn, 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 and burn a little bit more. We might as well go full on with the burning.
Don't
The problem
worry.
with burning is
I'll
that it
keep
does
watch.
damage, but the cooling does damage and it totally neutralizes the targets too. So overall it's preferable really. It would also work fairly well with the rain, because it's wet status. So let's take ignition off, let's put rain. I'll try the... let's put fortification on the guy and see how that works.
Don't
Right.
worry.
You
keep watch.
get a window of opportunity to do something, but it's not gonna last. Also, we're not in a fight, so it certainly isn't gonna last. What about if I choose myself? I think it lasts for a longer time. No, it gets
Don't
dispelled
worry.
pretty much
I'll
immediately.
keep watch.
I'm basically sure that's because the game wants to re-establish the decaying status as quickly as possible.
Don't worry. I'll keep watch.
Still, at least we have a goal. There's a source of this shit somewhere in the north, and it is a pain in the ass.
Don't worry. I'll keep watch.
What level were these? 14, so it would be a half opponent probably at this point. No one really said though that it's a opponent. Be something different. Still, I don't think there's any. Well, it's not a lot of harm in taking a look. Harbinger of Doom! Dead Magisters. That has to be it. Immunity to decaying, so it can heal. Immune to fire and poison. That complicates things. If it's immune to fire and poison, there's no point in having fire abilities really. But could I replace it with something else? I sort of could. Blood Rain can still be frozen. The laser ray would be against the undead allies it has. Might be able to summon something though. Disease. Physical damage infects targets. And it's ranged. Where would we want to fight it? More or less take an opening shot from here. Ooh, no. What the fuck? Didn't want any one of you to go down. To go to the edge. No, for fuck's sakes, people. Guess there's no edge to go to there, really. Yeah, attack right through my shields. 300 points of damage for a single attack. Right, by the time I get to act, I'm already pretty much dead. It's what, 3 levels above me though? Yep. So yeah, they have immunities. Decaying. Air and water are the weakest links. Earth, no resistance really. It's technically an undead though. Just because it's immune to decaying doesn't mean healing wouldn't damage it. Either way, I need to escape the edge. This will likely fail. It's too soon. You can throw the Dead Magister Inquisitor off the ledge, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm worried about everything else. Delay your turn. We want the Harbinger tomb to be sort of separate from the rest. We can probably get one good hit in. I might as well take that one good hit then. No, 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 no. Right, this will determine quite a bit. Sabille will get at least one turn for that monstrosity. Might be able to bring it to 0 physical armor. Actually, maybe... no. Blob will only do elemental damage, it can't do physical damage, so trying to use it to attack here is pointless. escape. Damage. Feels dead. And should be decaying too. Not yet. Very well. Anything we can do to you? And he froze. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Couldn't really go any worse than this. So there's that. I need to get down there, otherwise I can't do anything. So, but I'm gonna freeze my ass doing that. There it is. So my great tactic of trying to use the ice there managed that only he is not actually frozen, everyone else is. Beautiful. Our ass got shielded immediately. Gigantic chicken. Trying to get rid of this as much as possible. This son of a bitch can kill me. I'm not sure what the hell could I possibly do to it. Suppose I didn't do the Medusa head thing. It, in and of itself, it's not particularly useful. But, and here's the but. Now he's probably petrified. Give me time. It's also undead, isn't he? Yes, you are. Yes, you. Forget about you. Lone Widow. Need extra attack power. Can't really remove status effects because they all require you to do some healing. And in this environment, that's an unhealthy thing to do. You. Could I do something to disable you? Heals would be the best option, really. Re-establish some of our magic armor, but it won't amount to much. Right, 1,400. We're not doing that badly at this point. I wouldn't say we're doing great either, so not that badly. We have a lot of creatures that have their turn before him. We can at least inconvenience him if nothing else. We might be able to dump, say, nope. No. I might be able to save my ass by teleporting away from here, because the only functioning enemy is that one. And his turn is fairly soon. But if I remove myself from this equation, I might be able to survive things. We'll see. It's not guaranteed by any means though. Right, Shackles of Pain, so I can't damage him or Sabine will die. Ah, Sabine died. I believe I just said that I can't do that. Right, we need to knock you down. I'll probably knock him down too. Shield attacks. All on the Harbinger. Won't last for long. Still, Sabine had to die multiple times for this, so it's not by no stretch was this trivial fight for us. I think we should push with everything we have at this point, because if the Harbinger goes, I'm pretty sure that their entire route is wiped out at that point. Not sure if I have the attack power. Harbinger is next. Got the level up, so we're level 13. Also, Gang is gone, except from Sabine. So there's that. We need to remove our own ass from this situation. $260 points of damage. Goddamn Spiel. If she didn't have the decaying, I could easily handle this. The fact that she does, though, complicates matters quite drastically. I really should freeze their asses here. Only affects enemies, right? Yeah. Problem is, nothing is enough to kill him. Still, Sabine isn't fundamentally not in great shape. She's not gonna be easy to kill anymore. And no longer decayed in first place. Right, the rest are fine opponents, but not good opponents, so we should have no real trouble with them. Another one down. The remaining 3 are blinded. They have no physical armor anymore. So So they should be fairly vulnerable to all kind of nasty things now. Most importantly, can you haul your sweet ass down here somehow? With 0 mobility points cost? Medusa head. Everyone's petrified. Excellent. Attacks enemies. I want the poison gone more than anything. But it's curious poison though it's not going anywhere. Right. Suppose we could bless it. Oh no. There's no point wasting the source. This thing is coming to a close now. Send some healing love their way. I'd like to see the surface. Poison, curse, frozen blood. There's a lot of curse things there. Still, I don't think I want to throw anything too big their way. I mean, this is coming to an end.
To the vile beast.
Huge success. Well, cost a few resurrection scrolls. Still, the fact that I can heal again is totally worth it. Otherwise, I don't think I would have bothered. Level up is a bonus. Certainly welcome. I think all the corpses are down there. Large Thunder Rune. Global cooling. Can't identify this. It's level 4. Level 4. Level 4. Armor and equipment I can use. Weapons no. The cost is just... I think the accuracy suffers. The point it's unusable. Or let's say highly risky. If you're lucky, you'll never suffer from the negative consequences. Okay, why the hell don't you have your skills? think I ever used the thick of the fight yet. But wait. You should be switching some spells in. Yeah, I never used Infect. Didn't even think about using it. That's sort of the problem with suddenly shifting in new abilities. If you haven't thought about them at all, how to use them, you really are going to just ignore them for the most part. Well, good supply of tormented souls, if nothing else. Now looking at the battle area, I don't think our choice of starting the fight was actually all that bad one. You do not want to fight them here. There's just too many corpses to blast that thing and keep resurrecting, and you'll be overwhelmed, especially if you're under-leveled too much. We managed to more or less use their own units as a preventive measure, so they couldn't climb up. Gave us the time we needed to wrap things up. A couple of extra levels and we could have naturally done the damage quite a bit faster. Out of curiosity, what exactly is the Tormentor protecting here? High quality augmenter, as opposed to normal augmenters. I wish I understood the difference between the normal this and that and the high quality ones. Where does the line where is the line drawn really? Rubbish. Right. Looks like we got something extra. Yeah, talent point. This is we might get another talent point, maybe 2 still after this one, but not that many, so we'll have to choose carefully. Living armor has been somewhat satisfying. Extra combat skill points, extra civil ability point. That civil ability point is very attractive to me. I mean, it takes so long to get them. Come back, kid. While you're at your maximum vitality, yeah, that pretty much never happens. Leech would have been deadly in an environment like this. Just catastrophic. Unless you're undead, I suppose, because at that point you can't bleed. Resurrect at full health, that would be useful, definitely. But we usually don't rely on that. We needed to resurrect here because we tried to push things before we were really ready for this fight. Extra vitality, plus +3% for every point in warfare. That's not a bad one. We're gonna push warfare high on this one. That's a lot of extra vitality. Burning, poison, bleeding, necrofire, acid, suffocating, entangled, death, wish, rupture, tense. Sabine has to take this, I think. Yeah, if she already hasn't, because she can do the entangled and other status effects through her holomorph ability. Increases your recovery and maximum. No. I'll take the extra hit points on you. It gives him extra ability to ignore incoming damage and just do what needs to be done. Our current vitality is what? 584. $706. It's a percentage point, so we'll always get more and more and more. Good reason to invest more in warfare. 706. 18 hit points from single point at this stage. I don't think there's any real benefit in having more weapon skills. I'll put in the warfare again. More survivability and more damage. We got about 200 extra hit points, so that's a substantial amount. The weaker armors aren't that destructive at this point then. Not sure about stats. I mean, our constitution isn't that great. But strength is key. Maybe more memory. We're gonna need it sooner or later anyway. Right. You have more armor to rely on, so don't need the vitality that much. Also put in point in constitution, so he has a huge amount of vitality anyway. The living armor, sturdy, opportunist. Executioner doesn't really fit this guy. This is more of another guy who just throws around control abilities. I'm thinking of taking the extra civil ability so I can get the lore master up immediately. I mean, I already need gear to keep it up to date. Not sure where to invest. This guy needs to be investing in a lot of things at the moment. Right, extra constitution. How's your memory? Don't like it. Memory, intellect, strength. So again, all over the place. Provoke, yeah. Could go for Hydrosuffix too. You could get a lot of decent abilities through that, especially if another has the same type of attack. And we could go for ice in general. Put nails into our boots so we would be ignored by the sleeping at least. It would allow some options to control the environment a little bit more effectively, like at all. You'll take the... I really would like the thievery, but that's something we can get through gear. I have no doubt about that. Torture. You are not a torture at the moment. She could also use the... What the hell was it? You get extra abilities when you get kills. We already have it. We probably can't get it. Yeah, because we're the pawn. We get free movement, but can't get executioner. Torture. Yes. Especially the entangle would go through. This would basically mean that we can screw over fighters fairly effectively. Possibly. Well, one way to test things. I really would like you to have a little bit more survivability. Like really. How's memory? I don't think it's good. 1 point there. Need to invest in wits and finesse. The chameleon would also possibly allow us to save our life in a lot of situations. Reset cooldowns, removes burning, necrofire, poison, bleeding. It's fairly cheap and would allow us effectively attack much more efficiently. I would have to give up. I rarely use the sawtooth knife. More damage. More dodging. Don't really care. Polymorph is nice. Scoundrel is nice. We want more. What exactly does this do? Extra attribute point. Yeah, take it. For scoundreling. Critical hit multiplier, movement speed. I want initiative and critical hit chance, I think. Mainly because with that's required to spot things. The fact that it contributes to damage is not that important to me at the moment. Also means the Beal is pretty much always starting to fight. You! What to do with you? We already have torture and living armor. We could take more persuasion. Some challenges required 6 persuasion already. It also allows us to get more money from shopping. What's my critical hit chance? 6%. Two extra meters for skills and scrolls. A lot of the area control spells and things like that we're throwing around do have range. It hasn't been a problem for the most part, though. I'll take the civil ability skill. I want the persuasion checks we do actually succeed. It's fairly important to me. I want to see what the results of those is. Extra money is always welcome. 4, 4, and 3. I like the pyrokinetic the least. But we can't sit on the points forever. I'm not gonna take summoning. Right, I have a strong suspicion that my solo playthrough has to include summoning, because in certain situations I don't think you can survive if you're the only target the enemy is focusing on. You need distractions. And summoning is the easiest way to do it because you can get summons from the first level. You can get turrets, you can block their access using them, you can do things. And the summons are better the more summoning skill you have. So it makes sense to have a push it forward quite aggressively. So having a point or two there is not gonna cut it. You need to push it to high levels. Better heals, always good. Better necromancy, always good. Not sure about the pyrokinetic. It only acid damage. Geomancer Hydrosophis would drastically increase the effect of recovery potions and skills, though, especially combined with certain type of talents. That would keep you alive. Base 6, base 5, base 6, base 6. Heal 90% from the damage dealt. That's a powerful combination too, because you can focus on attacking and just heal, heal, heal. Physical armor is pretty much the only one you can't heal that way. What's our memory? We need always need more memory. I think we're gonna need more constitution too, otherwise we can't use better shields. Suppose we should take intelligence. We are doing damage through that way at the moment. Right, one extra ability. Want to try the infection at some point. The strong thing isn't the damage it does, it's that the 3 points removed from a constitution is about 21% less constitution, sort of, at least loss of a bonus of that sort. That's not a minor thing. Right. Very, very pleased with this. Not just because we took down a opponent that was our higher level, but because we have been sort of wandering around trying to figure out things to do for some time now, wasting hours of time because we are moving from area and area and not finding the basically the level appropriate location we're supposed to be in. So everything goes slower than it should. Also, I'm going back there because I need to restore my source abilities. Source points, rather. I forgot to do it. There were corpses here, plenty of them. We might as well do another thing. Any spirits here? Nope. Wonder if there's a downside to using the vampirism. Because there are pools already in here that you could replenish yourself with. So it's not necessary really to use it, it's just convenient. I'm not sure I want to escort these two out, but we should at the very least talk with them. Although I think I'll leave things here. We might have to escort them out, and that's not an easy trip to make. Not in this environment. There's a good chance we'll get ambushed by something, so it's another fight that could take God knows how long against level 14 opponents.